Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Spirit Island playthrough. In this video, I have the Tsardom of Russia going up against Sun-Bright Whirlwind. So, Russia has an additional loss condition. Hunters swarm the island. Put a beast destroyed by adversary rules on this panel. If there are ever more beasts on this panel than on the island, the invaders win. They have an escalation, stalk the predators. On each board, add 2 explorers total among lands with beasts. If you can't, instead add 2 explorers among lands with beasts on a different board. At level 1, hunters seek shell and hide. During setup on each board, add a beast and an explorer to the highest numbered land without buildings. During play, explorers do an additional damage, and then when Ravage adds Blight to a land, including Cascades, you destroy a beast in that land. At level 2, the first time each action would destroy explorers. If possible, one of those explorers is instead pushed 1 fear when you do so. Level 3, competition among hunters. Ravage cards also match lands with 3 or more explorers. Level 4, accelerated exploitation. When making the invader deck, put a stage 3 card after each stage 2 card. Now, this one is the biggest jump in difficulty in my opinion. Level 5, entrench in the face of fear. Put an unused stage 2 invader card under the top 3 fear cards, and an unused stage 3 card under the top 7 fear cards. When one is revealed, immediately place it in the build space face up. So something I've discovered going up against Russia at these higher levels is the beginning of the game will feel like it's going really well. I'll get ahead of the invaders, I'll be generating fear, and then all of a sudden I'll reveal one of those invader cards. It'll get added to the build step, and then I'll just like completely lose control of the game. So this is probably the thing that's going to kill me if I had to imagine. And then level 6, pressure for fast profit. After the Ravage step of turn 2 onward, on each board where it added no blight, in the land with the most explorers, add an explorer and a town. Now, I don't actually know what the matchup is like for Sun-Bright Whirlwind versus Russia. I'm not actually very experienced with Sun-Bright Whirlwind at all in the first place. So, it'll be kind of interesting to see how this plays out. I've been intentionally playing the spirits that I'm less experienced first, and then the next 3 spirits from Horizons of Spirit Island I have a lot more experience with. And so it'll be a little bit more fun for me, and hopefully I'll play a little better. And then we'll get into more of like the base game spirits, the moderate, then go into Jagged Earth, all those moderate spirits, then the high complexity spirits, and then the very high complexity. So we'll see how that all goes. I do plan on doing a video with every single spirit at some point. I just can't promise the getting a win with every spirit. Okay. So let's... Oh yeah, I should probably actually talk about Sun-Bright Whirlwind now. Sun-Bright Whirlwind has the special rule, a stiff wind at their backs. After you add presence during growth, push up to 1 explorer or Dahan from that land. Then their growth options, they have reclaim cards, gain a power card, gain 1 energy, exact same as a bunch of other spirits we've seen. They have add a presence, gain 4 energy, and then gain a power card and add a presence at a range of 4. And then their innate power, violent windstorms, slow, range of 1, target any land. With 1 sun, 2 air, push up to 1 explorer. 2 sun, 3 air, gain a fear, push up to 2 explorers or towns. 2 sun, 4 air, for each invader pushed by this power, do 1 damage in the land it was pushed to. And then 3 sun, 5 air, do 4 damage in the land you targeted. So you pushed stuff out, dealt damage there, and then deal 4 damage in the land you pushed stuff from. So I think this is probably going to be how I'll win the game. I feel like in theory, Sun-Bright Whirlwind should have at least a decent matchup against Russia, because you have a lot of explorer control with your special rule, and then with some of your unique powers, you can do a lot of big burst damage, which I will demonstrate with those unique powers in a moment once I get all of this presence onto the board. Oh wait, I haven't even set up Sun-Bright yet. Put 3 presents on the starting board, 1 in the highest numbered sands, 2 in the lowest numbered mountain. There we go. Now I'll start putting the presents onto their tracks. So I'm not super familiar with Sun-Bright Whirlwind. I'm not entirely sure what the optimal opening is for them, so we'll see what happens. They are a 0/1/1 spirit, meaning they only add presence on their growth 2 and 3, but they don't add presence on reclaim. Okay. So I'm going to show the unique powers. Gift of the Sunlit Air, 0 energy fast, no range, target any spirit. Target spirit gets +1 range with all their powers. If you target another spirit, they gain 1 energy. Gift of Windsped Steps, 1 energy fast, no range, target any spirit. Once this turn, target spirit may choose one of their slow powers with a push or gather instruction and make that power fast for this turn. If you target another spirit, they gain 1 energy. Then we have Scatter to the Winds. 1 energy slow, range of 2, target any land. Choose up to 5 explorers, towns, or Dahan. Push them to as many different lands as possible. And then I think this is going to be really useful in this matchup. Tempest of Leaves and Branches. 2 energy fast, 1 range from a sacred site, target any land. Choose up to 5 different invaders in the target land and do 1 damage to each of them. So, if I get a fat stack of explorers in a land, I can use this to just wipe them all out with the exception of 1 that'll get pushed somewhere else. So I'm hoping that this will do a lot of work. So let's get started. They will explore the wetlands. So nothing special happens on exploring. The only thing special that happened during play are explorers do additional damage, explorers don't die, ravage, they ravage in lands with 3 explorers, and then after ravaging, if you don't blight, you add explorers in towns. Okay. So exploring the wetlands. What will I do? I'm going to add presence, obviously. I'm going to add a presence to this wetland and push this explorer into this jungle. The question is, am I gaining 4 energy or gaining a power card? And I think I want to gain a power card. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bat Scout for Raids by Darkness. Portents of Disaster. Renewing Boon. And Fire in the Sky. So I'm looking for sun and air. So that would be Fire in the Sky and Portents of Disaster. Kind don't know how much the strife is going to matter. The fear could matter, but if the fear matters, then I might as well just pick this one, and it's 0 cost. So I think I'm going to take Portents of Disaster here. Yeah. Okay, so I have 2 card plays, and I will gain 1 energy from my track. And so I'm going to play, what do we got here? Slow, push up to 1 Explorer. That'll be good, probably. So every card is a perfect element card with the exception of Scatter to the Winds. I'm going to play Gift of the Sunlit Air and Scatter to the Winds. So this will give me 1 sun and 2 air, which will get me this first level of my innate, which sounds good to me. Okay. So fast powers, I will get +1 range with all my powers this turn. So that's fine, and then we will build in the wetlands. They'll only try to build here, but nowhere else. And then they will explore the jungles. So this jungle will explore, and this jungle will explore. Okay. I'm gonna scooch these over. And then we go to slow. I'm gonna scatter to the winds, pushing this explorer here, this explorer here, and this town here. And then I get to push up to 1 explorer from somewhere else, so I will push this explorer into this wetland here. Okay. Good stuff. Next, I'm going to add a presence to well, I've done a good job at preventing the build so far. This Dahan is probably going to perish. I think the big problem is going to be this city. Trying to get rid of this city at some point. I'm going to place a presence here and push this explorer into this land. And I'm going to gain 4 energy, I think. Sure. So we will gain 4 energy. And then gain 1 energy from my track. And then I'll play all 3 cards. So that'll be 3 energy for Gift of Windsped Steps and Tempest of Leaves and Branches. So Gift of Windsped Steps. Once per turn, target spirit may choose one of their slow powers with a push or gather instruction and make that power fast for this turn. So I could make this fast, which would give me 1 fear and push up to 2 explorers or towns. I don't think I'm going to, though. I think I want to leave that slow. Instead, I'm going to use Portents of Disaster. Range of 1 from a sacred site, gain 2 fear, and then the next time an invader is destroyed in target land this turn, gain an additional fear. So I'm going to gain 2 fear, and then target this land. And then I'm going to use Tempest of Leaves and Branches to target this land and deal 1 damage to each invader there. So that'll kill 1 explorer, and then which will generate a fear from Portents of Disaster, and then the other explorer, instead of dying, will generate another fear and be pushed. Oh, but then that'll just push them into the jungle or the wetland where it'll blight. Ooh, I didn't think about that. Okay, instead I'll do this exact same thing, but over here on this wetland, where one of those explorers will die, and then the one that's left I will push into this mountain instead. Okay. Which will generate a fear card. Okay. So moving on to the invader phase, I have a fear card. Each player may push an explorer into a land with more buildings than the land it came from. So I guess I'll push this explorer back into this wetland just to kind of minimize where everything is. And then they will ravage in the wetland, killing this Dahan, getting a blight, and then they will build in the jungle, and then they will explore the sands. So this will get an explorer. This will get an explorer. And then at slow, I have my innate power, which lets me push up to 1 explorer, then gain a fear, and push up to 2 explorers or towns. So I will generate a fear, and I will push 3 of these into this jungle. Okay. That will all go away. And then back to growth phase, I'm going to reclaim, gaining an energy from my growth option, 1 energy from my track, and then I will gain a minor power card. We have Razor Sharp Undergrowth, Promises of Protection, Sunsets, Fire Flows Across the Land, and Scour the Land. With 3 air, this power may be fast. This lets me target a land and destroy all explorers on it. It adds a blight, but that probably, like, just the ability to destroy all explorers in a land, I think might be worth taking. Granted, I do have Tempest of Leaves and Branches, so that might not be necessary. But we'll see. So with that, I will Portents of Disaster, Gift of Windsped Steps, and Scatter to the Winds. This will be 2 sun, 3 air, Portents of Disaster. I will target this jungle. Oh, no, I can't. It's too far away. Shucks. I will target this jungle. Generating... Oh, wait, no, you can only target a land with invaders. I will Gift of Windsped Steps. We'll do it like this. To make Scatter to the Winds fast. And then push... Oh, wait, no. This is Russia. They're gonna do 2 damage. I will make my innate power fast, generating a fear, and pushing up to 3 explorers or towns. So I'll just push this explorer into the mountain. Call it there. Fear card. During the next normal build, skip the lowest numbered land matching the invader card on each board. Man. Well, now I wish I had pushed that one. Maybe I should have pushed this one anyway, because I'd also get to push... Oh, wait, no, this doesn't push to Han. Man. Okay. Well, Jungle's Ravage, they don't... So, because they don't blight, in the land with the most explorers, add an explorer and a town. So, explorer and a town to this wetlands. And then they will build in the sand. And then they will explore the jungle. So, on each board, add 2 explorers among land with beasts. If you can't, instead add 2 explorers among land with beasts on a different board. So I will add 1 explorer to this mountain and 1 explorer to this sand, and then they will explore the jungle. Woof. And now at slow... Oh boy, I will use Scatter to the Winds to target a land. I think I probably should have tried to get this innate up sooner, but it'll be okay. Hopefully. What am I gonna do? There's so many explorers. I'm going to push 1 explorer here. No. 1 explorer here. 1 town here. 1 town here. Sure. Okay. That's fine? I don't know. Everything will go away. My lack of experience in this spirit is showing. I'm going to add a presence to this jungle, pushing an explorer into the sand, and I will gain a minor power. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the shore seethes with hatred, flesh rot fever, pact of the joined hunt, and call to bloodshed. That is not what I was looking for, even remotely. I suppose I'll take... Call to bloodshed. Okay. And then with 3 card plays, I will gain 1 energy from my track. 3 card plays, I will do Scour the Land. Tempest of Leaves and Branches. And Gift of the Sunlit Air. So fast powers, Gift of the Sunlit Air. Powers get +1 range this turn. I will Tempest of Leaves and Branches to choose up to 5 different invaders in a land and deal 1 damage to each of them. So I'll choose the land with this guy in the jungle to deal 1 damage, push, and generate a fear. And then I will use Scour the Land, because Scour the Land says if I have 3 air, I can make it fast. And I will target this sand and destroy everything in it, generating a fear from the town, and then adding a blight, which will destroy my presence. Okay, I have a new plan. I have a dastardly plan. Okay, so moving on to the invader phase, the sands will ravage, but they don't. So I will have to add an explorer in town somewhere. So I will go ahead and add it to this mountain. Really hope they don't explore mountains next. Actually, I'll add it to this mountain. Okay. And then jungles build, but they don't. And then they will explore. Okay, sands and mountains. That is unfortunate. So sands, mountain. This sands does not explore. Okay. And then slow, I have 2 sun and 4 air. So for each invader pushed by this power, 1 damage in the land it was pushed to. So I'm going to target... Ooh. This mountain? No. I'm going to target this mountain. I'm going to push 2 explorers and a town. And then I'm going to and generate a fear. And then for each invader pushed by this power, 1 damage in the land it was pushed to. So I'm going to deal 3 damage here. So I'm going to kill two explorers, and then a 3rd explorer I will deal 1 damage to, push it, and it'll generate a fear. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, too late now, because that's going to put a stage 2 card. That's going to put the coastal lands into the build spot. Okay. Little spooky, but slow powers go away. Then I'm going to reclaim, gaining an energy, gaining 1 energy from my track, and gaining a minor power. 2, 3, 4. Veil the Night's Hunt, Reaching Grasp, Call to Migrate, and Hazard Spread across the island. I'm going to do Reaching Grasp. This is a card I almost never take usually, but it's a 0 energy perfect element. Actually, I could make something like Call to Migrate fast, but even if I do, I don't know if I care that much. Yeah. I could add beasts with one of those, but it'll be fine. So I'm gonna play Scour the Land again. For 1 energy. And I will play Gift of Windsped Steps for 1 energy. And I will play Portents of Disaster for 0 energy. So now I have 3 air, so I can make Scour the Land fast. And I can also use Gift of Windsped Steps to make my innate fast. Oh man. I can't deal 3 damage to this city, unfortunately. I guess I don't need to yet. But I will want to very soon. So I'm going to use Gift of Windsped Steps to make my innate fast. I'm going to use Portents of Disaster to target this land, generate 2 fear, and then I'll get an additional fear the next time an invader is destroyed in that land. Then I will use Scour the Land to destroy 3 towns and all explorers and add a Blight. And I can use this at fast because I have 3 air. So I'm going to destroy 3 towns, which will generate 3 fear plus 1 fear from Portents. So that's a full fear card. And then 2 of these explorers will die. And then 1 will live and generate a fear and get pushed out. And I have to add a Blight and become blighted. So this is thriving communities immediately on each board in 4 different lands with explorers or towns. Replace a town with a city or replace an explorer with a town. So in 4 different lands with explorers or towns. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's in all the it's in all the lands where they exist currently. So 1 explorer is a town. This explorer is a town. This explorer is a town. This explorer is a town. Then I will use my innate to generate another fear. Going up to terror level. Whoa! Going up to terror level 2. And I will push 2 explorers and a town into this land. And then I get to, because I pushed 3 invaders, I get to deal 3 damage in this land. And so I'm going to kill this city and generate 2 fear. Oh wait, but that's gonna put, man. That's gonna put 3 explorers there. Man, I didn't plan for that. Okay, well, I guess I won't kill the city. I will kill a town for 1 fear and then attempt to destroy a explorer, push it out, generate another fear, and now there won't be 3 explorers here. Okay. Now I think we're good. So, got 3 fear cards at terror level 2. We've got Dahan Raid. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. Do 1 damage per Dahan there. Unfortunately, the Dahan are nowhere with the invaders. Next we have Nerves Fray. Each player adds 2 strife in a single land not matching a Ravage card. Okay. So I'll add 2 strife into this wetland, I think. And then flee from dangerous lands. On each board, remove an explorer town from a land with Badlands, Wilds, or Dahan. Again, they're just not anywhere with Dahan, and I don't have any Badlands or Wilds. So that's unfortunate. Jungle's Ravage, and so I now have to add an explorer and town to this land. I forgot to add Blight to my Blighted Island card. That's 4 Blights. Okay. And then the coastal Coastal lands will build a city. Oh dear, this will build a city. And then sands and mountains will build, so this will get a city as well. I was really trying to prevent cities from getting built, and I did a terrible job. This is what I'm talking about when I say, like, once I get this double build, it all kind of falls apart. So we will explore the sands. I will add 2 explorers into this. Oh my goodness. I'll add 2 explorers into this mountain. This is really bad. And then I will explore the sand here and the sand here. Yeah, this is just awful. I have no slow. Yeah, this is... I think this is it. Because I can't do anything about those ravages. Man. Tough beans. I think I'm just going to try to reclaim. Gain 1 energy. Gain 1 energy from my track. And gain another minor power and just really hope to find something. I don't know. Spur on with words of fire. Terror turns to madness. Call to ferocity. Roiling bog and snagging thorn. Spur on with words of fire could be really good if I had more energy. Man. Yeah, this just spiraled out of control instantaneously. It was totally fine. I'm pretty sure I could have played that better to prevent all of this stuff from happening, but I didn't think ahead on the fact that they would add a town here and explore into town after ravaging, and then... Yeah. I definitely think I could have played that better, but... I guess I'll take Spur on with Words of Fire, even though I don't think it's going to help me very much. I was really hoping to find, like, a defend of any kind, but... Well, I mean, I guess I did find a defend, but... I don't know. Yeah, it's just over. Gift of Windsped Steps. Scour the Land. And let's just do Portents again. Sure, let's just do the same exact thing. Yeah, I really think at some point I should have gotten this 4th card play somehow. Yeah, I definitely think this could have been winnable if I just played a little bit better. Like, if on this turn it hadn't completely gotten away from me, I could have gotten a 4th card play, then dealt 4 damage in a target land at fast with Gift of Windsped Steps on a future turn. And it would be, like, this game would have been totally winnable. I was just 1 turn... I let it get out of hand 1 turn too early, unfortunately. But anyway, 2 fear, and then make my innate fast with Scour the Land. Destroy all explorers. Generating a fear from Portents, generating a fear and pushing out an explorer. Killing 2 towns, generating 2 more fear. Putting out the stage 3 card. It's the sands again. The sands are just ravaging and building all the time. And then I have to add a blight to that land. It will cascade. I will add blight to this jungle. And then I will target this land, push 2 explorers and a town, generate a fear, deal 3 damage, kill this city, generate 2 more fear. And then I will end the fast phase, go to fear cards. We have in each land with stuff or adjacent to 3 or more such tokens, defend 5. That almost did something. Because now this is defended, this is defended, this is defended. This one's almost defended. This one's almost defended too. Wow, that actually almost did something. And then each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. So actually, as crazy as it sounds, I almost didn't die here. It's kind of wild, because this is defended, this is defended, this is defended. And then I can remove this explorer. Huh. If this wasn't already blighted and ravaging, I actually didn't die. But unfortunately, it is blighted and it is ravaging, so blight, cascade, blight. The blighted island card is empty, and so I will lose the game there. That was easily winnable. Easily winnable. But I just made like every wrong decision on that last turn. So that is more of a showcase of my inexperience with this spirit more than anything else, because I definitely think that was totally doable. And I think I was correct in my assertion that I think that this is, if not a good matchup, then at least like tolerable. That didn't feel like completely miserable to play. I think, I mean, like I said, I keep thinking that was totally doable. Because my plan, once I got Scour the Land, I wanted to group everything up into one land and then just completely destroy it. And I almost got to do that, but there was that... I had it all grouped up on the mountain, and then they explored the mountain, so I had to kind of pivot, because I was really hoping they just wouldn't explore there. But even with that explore, I think it was definitely still doable. I just played it incorrectly. But anyway, I will try to do better in the next one with a different spirit and a different adversary. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.